All right, ladies and gents, I am ashamed to announce this, but I am now a React content creator, but probably only for this video. Tiramis, who's an amazing editor, made a video about Hidden Cup, and Hidden Cup 5 is coming February 25th through March 3rd. You're going to be there, right? Well, if you're not, we got a video about Hidden Cup here. Now, I'll link the original video so you could watch it in full, but since this is React content, I will be pausing at some points and giving my thoughts and feedback on the video. Okay? Let's go.
How awesome is it that we have 12,000 people here witnessing probably the best game I've ever casted? This is unreal. Oh, let's go! Boom! 3 villagers down with the demo raft. What a sick
So
play.
young.
Oh my god!
No way! 99% down confirmed. Oh, get wrecked, Robin Hood! Wow, that's crazy.
Oh no, Sarah!
Oh, the auditor shot, boom! Oh my god, Dave, are you kidding me? Oh, he's blocking it. Oh,
This
god.
is so bitch.
Heavy demo? Oh my god, is this Kato? More demos coming in, and oh my god! Boom! A huge demo shot slam, and that's only gonna continue. Oh god!
Sick games, dude.
Man, this
Oh,
is gonna be crazy.
these games are giving me chills.
Season all.
Sheesh.
The demos go in, and the biggest explosions you'll probably see in Hidden Cup 4 come in.
We're in 2018. The Age of Empires 2 esports scene is starting to get some traction. Every tournament host is trying to make their tournament look more professional, every top player is trying to get a piece of the increasing prize pools, and viewer numbers are going up. LAN events are being organized, everyone is starting to think bigger, better. Except for one person, who instead is...
Weird time to pause, but why did no one talk shit about my hair? What was I doing, dude? I thought...
Everyone is starting to think bigger, better. Except for...
Ugh. What was I thinking? I had hair like that for 24 hours. That was a 24-hour stream. Anyways, let's continue.
For one person, who instead is thinking different.
Ladies and
Same headphones, though. Same freaking ear clip-on headphones. Let's go.
gentlemen, welcome in the Age of Empires 2 Hidden Cup. We don't know who the players are. We just know there's 16 participants and they're playing with popular hero names. It is up to you guys to try and determine who these people are throughout this 3-day event. And then at the end, we will find out who the identities are.
In September 2018, a strange tournament named Hidden Cup is hosted by Tristan Berry, who you might know better as T90 official. The idea of that tournament is the following.
Why that?
Once players have qualified for the top 16, their names are hidden until the end of the tournament. Neither the casters, the audience, or the top 16 competitors know the real identity of the players in each match. And that has a number of effects.
Are you kidding me? This has to be the 2 best players in the world.
First, and most important of all, viewers don't know who they're watching. Is it their favorite player? Is it a big matchup, or is it going to be one-sided? Who's the favorite, if there is one? And because the audience doesn't know the answer to these questions, they have to watch. Most people nowadays select the matches they want to see in a tournament, because watching the number 1 Hera play against the number 16 is not interesting. Hera will win 80 to 90% of the times, and when he does, the games aren't close. Even Hera against the number 5 or 6 can be one-sided. But here, we don't know.
And I'm just wondering how big of a follow-up there's going to be from Edward.
And that brings us to the second effect, the guessing game.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about it by the portions of the event, right? Hidden Cup was created mainly because of the players and the Viper effect, which I think gets touched on here at some point, but like there was one player in particular who would completely just fall apart if he was up against Viper, and he would not play to his best, and that was MBL. Which actually ended up being Hidden Cup 1 finals, by the way. It was MBL versus the Viper. And back then, there were no servers, and they, I think, knew they were up against each other. The game that was shown, the old graphics with Chinese versus Aztecs, was Viper and... Oh, that was actually Viper MBL in the semis. But anyways, back then you could tell based on the pings, and it was like 2 Norwegians. They picked up on it right away. And then, of course, classic MBL. Even though he didn't know the name, he knew it was Viper. And then he picked freaking Goths on Arabia. I mean, anyways.
Now that you're watching, you can't stop yourself. You're trying to guess who's who. This playstyle, this civilization choice, this strategy, it has to be X or Y.
So if you see quick walls that no one in their right minds would even try, the Viper confirmed. If you see a player winning a game, and then place a very questionable castle,
Sorry, Doubt.
only for it to be denied, doubt confirmed.
Look, it's addictive.
That was in the qualifier of Hidden Cup. I didn't have to look that far. I literally looked at the qualifier and said, oh, that's our clip. It wasn't like we had to create the scenario with Doubt.
And it ties in nicely with the third effect. It's a fact today. If Viper goes to the finals, you get more viewers. Why? Because he's the player with the largest fanbase. As a tournament organizer, the number of viewers is really important because it's what sponsors look at. So you want Viper to reach the finals, and if he loses in quarters, it's bad news for your tournament. People will stop watching because their favorite player is out. They don't care anymore. But here with Hidden Cup, you're never sure if your favorite player lost. And if he's your favorite, chances are it's because you believe in him. You believe he can beat anyone and maybe win the whole thing. So every time the hidden player you thought was your favorite player loses, you find a way to convince yourself it wasn't him, and you keep watching. Look, I can go on and on with the consequences of this hidden format, but I'll keep it short and I'll mention one last kind of unwanted effect: the seeding. Hidden Cup has to have a random seeding, otherwise you would know that whoever wins the round of 16 the most convincingly is probably the number 1 seed who was playing against the number 16 seed. But random seeding means number 2 and 4 in the world could face in quarters. With that, the competitive aspect of Hidden Cup takes a big hit, but in the end this can lead to unexpected stories. And we've seen it in the past, top 10 players have reached the semis, which plays even more into the my favorite player has a chance, there is a world where he might be in the finals. And now that you know what Hidden Cup is about, you might be wondering why am I calling it the greatest tournament of Age of Empires 2? Well, if you like numbers, put your glasses on and let's talk about statistics.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of that. So, I never thought, I mean, Hidden Cup was just like a test, and I never thought that it would lead to being a big thing in the first place. But that is a fair point that, like, I think the best point that he brought up is actually like how many people have watched a Hidden Cup having a favorite player? There'd been traits about this player you think is your favorite player, and then when they lose, you're like, there's no way he lost. You start to second guess yourself. Like I did that with casting players. If you watch back, I'm like, there's no way such and such would go down. You really start to second guess yourself. And then because so many players have so many similarities, it's like you watch the next set the next day and it's more fresh in your mind, and then it's just like it just really falls apart. It's really cool. So yeah, I think everything he said so far is valid. I just want to jump. I didn't necessarily start Hidden Cup to get massive viewership. Like it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to avoid the situation where a Viper is playing, only that gets the most views. It wasn't about that at all, but it did end up kind of falling into a situation where more people are going to stick around because they don't necessarily know who's who.
In 2018, Hidden Cup 1 averaged 3k viewers and peaked at 6k. That might sound like nothing today,
huge.
but it was massive back then, especially considering T90 wasn't even close to being as big as today. In 2019, there were 3 big tournaments. NAC2, the second edition of a LAN event in Germany, it averaged 4.7k and peaked at 11k. Then we had ECL, another LAN event, but this time in England, which averaged 4.2k and peaked at 9k. Guess what? Hidden Cup 2 averaged twice more viewers and peaked at 17.6k.
Also, prize pool for Hidden Cup 1 was $1,000, $300 from myself, and $700 from a viewer. Hidden Cup 2, might need to look it up. I think that was the first time I ever received money from Microsoft for Hidden Cup 2, and I got 5K. And then I put in some, and then I had like 1,000 or 2 from some different viewers. So the prize pool was incredibly low compared to what we have today. As it was pre-DE, obviously, right? And things have changed a lot since.
Watch hours were better for an AC2, it's true, but mainly because the airtime was twice longer. Safe to say, Hidden Cup 2 was a massive success. We now move on to 2020, and that was a big year for Age of Empires 2 with the release of the Definitive Edition, which brought a massive amount of new players, and COVID, which locked everyone home for a while. We had 6 big tournaments, 2 of which I don't have data for, but I know they weren't bigger than the other 4. We had NAC 3, with 10k average viewers and 25k peak, and then Red Bull Wololo 1 and 2 happened that year. Hosted by the energy drink company, they were were online tournaments and they brought a whole new level of production. The first edition was bigger than the second, with 25k average viewers and 56k peak. That's a massive jump from 2019 to 2020, but the biggest of 2020 was, you guessed it, Hidden Cup 3. 31k average viewers and 57k peak. Not much bigger than Red Bull Wololo 1 to be fair, but Red Bull had a novelty with the introduction of a new game mode into tournaments, and I mean, it's Red Bull. They have more than $6 billion in revenue. It's not a simple tournament host. And then...
What did he say the peak was? 57, yeah. I think my channel had 55. Do you remember, chat? The thing with numbers that's really tricky, all the numbers he shows are the tournament as a whole, which is obviously huge to appeal to like wider, you know, for like Microsoft, for example, right? I don't know. Like, there was more people streaming it. I think 58k might be low. I know Hidden Cup 4 was. I think more people, like Spanish creators and whatnot, would have had more viewers. I think that might actually even be wrong. Anyways, continue.
Bigger than Red Bull Wololo 1 to be fair, but Red Bull had a novelty with the introduction of a new game mode into tournaments, and I mean, it's Red Bull. They have more than $6 billion in revenue. It's not a simple tournament host. And then we move on to 2021. We have Red Bull Wololo 3, 4, and 5. They liked the numbers and they went all out. The biggest of the series being the 5th edition. This time it was a LAN in a literal castle in Germany. The production was just insane, never seen before in the Age of Empires 2 community. 28,000 viewers average, so not much bigger than the first edition, but 77,000 peak. And that's a lot. But Hidden Cup 4 stood its ground, and look, even if the format is unique and the tournament great...
Does anyone know what the live viewership was on the Red Bull channel for that event? Was it like mid-30s, mid-40s maybe? I'm really curious. Because I think that's important as well. Because there were a lot of different people streaming it.
How can you compare an online tournament hosted by one content creator with a LAN in a castle hosted by a multi-billionaire company? Well, you can, because Hidden Cup 4 averaged more viewers and almost had the same peak. That is just crazy to me. And to be honest, peak viewers is nice, but high average viewer count is so much more meaningful. It's one thing to make a big show and have tens of thousands of people see it, but it's another thing to keep people entertained for 40 hours of airtime over the course of 4 days. And that number, 41,960 average viewers, will remain the record for the years to come, because no, there wasn't a Hidden Cup 5, but I'll come back to that later. Okay, so numbers are great, but we can't attribute all of that to the hidden format and its effects. It's time we talk about the host of this event, Mr. Berry.
Oh, all right, everything looks good. What's going on, guys? It is T90 official. We have the first campaign. Yeah, I did. I can't do it. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Tristan T90 official Berry was born in 1993 in the USA. From age 9 to 22, he struggled with anxiety and depression, and his only exit to this
It didn't just end at 22. I still do, like a lot of people do. Just magic. Switch flipped. He's perfect now. Anyways, continue.
Hard reality being Age of Empires 2.
A lot of people have said that they kind of watch the content to get through a tough period. For me, it was kind of the reverse, where I started making content, or at least just like casting, as a way to like either forget about the struggles I was having at the time, or kind of like eventually become more comfortable in my own skin. Yep. It has helped me become a better person and like be more me and comfortable.
Hold on. What's this question? So this was an interview I did. Look at the question at the bottom. I have a question for T90 actually. Has he figured out how to pronounce Ivilo yet? Courier, get out. I'm getting dissed for my pronunciation 3 years after the fact as we're trying to hype up the next Hidden Cup. The pronunciations will be better this time. I shouldn't have looked at the chat.
He jumped from small job to small job while casting AOE2 games on YouTube and Twitch. His career took a big turn in 2016 when one of his casts on YouTube goes viral. His following keeps growing and growing, he goes full-time in 2017 and quickly becomes the biggest Age of Empires 2 content creator. In 2023, he is the most influential figure of the game. 350,000 subscribers on YouTube, he averages 3 million views per month on his videos, which is more than Viper and Hera combined, or 3 times more than Spirit of the Law. He has 235,000 followers on Twitch, with more more than 2,000 paid subscribers and averages 3 to 4K viewers per stream. And when I describe it like that, it sounds easy, right? Maybe he was the first one and that carried him when the game exploded in 2020, or maybe he was just lucky. Well, it's none of the above.
When I went full-time, I told myself that I would never not be doing this based on lack of work and trying. If there's a time where I'm not doing this as a job, it will not be because I didn't work hard.
Yep,
I
damn
met
right.
Tristan in 2022 at a LAN event. And look, I'm passionate, nay, obsessed with YouTube. Not the platform, but what it brings to the internet. Everyone can make a video and set it as public. Then there is this mysterious algorithm that will show it to people, and the more people watch, the more YouTube shows it to other people. It's a place where everyone has a chance. Every idea, story, concept, or any piece of content really is met with what it deserves. I find that fascinating. But that doesn't mean I know how to use it to my advantage. Well, Tristan is not only obsessed with YouTube and casting Age of Empires 2, but also extremely good at both. And I'm not gonna say he's talented, because that would be minimizing the amount of hours he's put in to perfect his craft. He's extremely hardworking, very demanding with himself, and never takes anything for granted. I was stunned by the way he thinks and talks. What I admire the most is probably his ability to question himself on everything he does. He didn't become the best caster because he was naturally good at it. He became the best by working and focusing on how to improve.
From working on my knowledge of the game to working on my presentation.
These are some throwback pictures here. So first off, salutes to me for losing like 30 pounds since this photo. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So let me show you. That is Dave and I at a hockey game in 2017, 2018. Where's
How to
this?
improve.
Okay, so we got Robo here, who's still admitting for Hidden Cup. We got Zero Empires here. There's Tato, there's Viper, there's Nilly, there's Leary, there's MBL. A lot of the names that you guys will probably know.
From working on my knowledge of the game to working on my presentation and tone to finding proper games and players that do AOE2 justice, it was all I ever thought about, and it was all I did with my free time.
Honestly, I'm not surprised he came up with the idea for Hidden Cup. One of his famous video series on YouTube is the Low Elo Legends, where he casts ranked games of players with the lowest Elo possible.
It humanizes players in the game. If you watch experts, you're just like, these guys are essentially robots. And then if I play and make a mistake, that's a bad thing. What I want to do with Low Elo Legends is I want you to realize, who cares? Just go play, and you lose 2 villagers, you can laugh about it. You can have a good time. You can be creative with stuff. And that's kind of what Low Elo Legends, I think, has done for a lot of people.
That's genius. It's attractive to the core of the player base because they want to see how others play, but because he's such a good caster and entertainer, even people who haven't heard of the game in years tune in.
My brother, who had a big effect on my life, is a big storyteller. Like, he's the best storyteller I've ever met. And in some way, I always wanted to be like my older brother, right? I think there's ways to express how important something in the game is without just saying what you just saw. Yes, knights killing crossbows is good, but how did that player get to those knights? That depth and the complexities to it is why Age of Empires is back. I have always tried to kind of get that to click for people, because I feel like if that clicks, then they're in. Right, they're not going anywhere, because where else are you gonna go? The game is amazing. So that's kind of my goal.
Another
Listen, maybe it's just how I see the game, but you could the way the game works, one thing that happens at the start can snowball into the next decision, right? It is all these different paths, and you've got a million different ways you can play the game and see the game. I think if you're just like, oh, that villager died, and then you don't explain the ramifications of that, it's not painting the whole picture, right? So that's what is cool for me about this game, and I don't know if other games really work like it, is how there's a path, Anyway, sorry.
Impressive feat is his Legend of series. He finds people who play new crazy strategies, and in a 25-year-old game, let me tell you, it's worse than looking for a needle in a haystack. But he's hardworking. He investigates, studies, and strategizes. As you should now expect from T90, when the first edition of Hidden Cup came out, he didn't just copy-paste bam Hidden Cup 2. No, he improved the concept. Over the years, he developed everything around the tournament, using what he does best to promote the event, content. But before we get into that, let's backtrack for a second. While investigating for this video, I stumbled upon an interesting theory regarding the origins of Hidden Cup. You see, in 2018, when a tournament happened, you would know from the start who would win, and if you've watched my previous video, you'll know I'm talking about the Viper. Viper was so unbeatable back then that people didn't even believe they could beat him, and thus would unconsciously sabotage themselves. And that's something they call the Viper effect.
MBL would play the round before playing Viper,
okay,
he'd play Incredible with confidence and with speed. When he would play against the Viper, he would lack all confidence, he wouldn't play the same.
But the theory behind the origin of Hidden Cup is that T90 wanted to get rid of that effect. That if the players didn't know they were up against Viper, then it was their best chance to beat him.
The idea definitely spawned from seeing players who were immensely talented clearly be nervous and clearly be worried because of their opponent. This was not a tournament designed to make Viper lose. It was about players not performing to their ability because of who they were up against, right?
And the way T90 talks about Hidden Cup 1 lets us think that it was a test. Every idea that sounds good on paper needs to...
Okay, so something he hasn't touched on yet. This is absolutely a test. Can you guys see the names that they played on? Look at their names. In parentheses is after we revealed it. Their names were Hidden Cup 1 through 12. And I thought that was fine. But then when I was in like my third cast, I was like, trying to reference previous sets. And I was like, oh, was that Hidden Cup 2 or was that Hidden Cup 4? Was that Hidden Cup 7? Was that Hidden Cup 1? It's really difficult. So yeah, I really only... It's actually rather ironic that Viper is 4 because of the color 4, but I really didn't remember much. I just, looking back, I remember how the players played because I remember
to
the
be
games,
tested.
but...
Well, results came back and they were extremely positive. So for Hidden Cup 2, T90 saw things in big. And again, we come back to his mentality of always questioning himself and wanting to improve. This time around, the players are given names of campaign heroes such as Saladin and Ivailo. And to make sure everyone understands the concept, he hosts a talk show with his good friend and favorite co-caster, Dave.
To be able to just talk about an upcoming tournament with well over 1,000 viewers is something I never expected, and I'm absolutely blown away by your support.
He doubles down on the guessing games. There are now rewards for viewers who guess correctly, bonuses for players who manage to hide their identity the longest, and he even makes a video to show off every player's specific traits. Those videos, by the way, they're not only for the hardcore fans, they're accessible to an audience who might have never watched a tournament before. They're full of memes, they're hype, they're fun, they just hit every chord right. T90 is not just bringing together the Age of Empires 2 community, he's recruiting outside of the regular sphere. He's converting YouTube casual viewers into dedicated Twitch fans. Hidden Cup 2 exceeds his and everyone's expectations, and he doesn't stop there. Hidden Cup 3 is already in the making. Talk show, guessing rewards, player showcase, you know the drill. You remember when I said he now uses campaign heroes' name to hide players' identities? Well, these heroes are in the game, they're literally units, and he will make a video where these units fight each other, according to the actual bracket of the tournament. Once again, it's a hit. It's fun and entertaining, but people are now even more hooked than before. Instead of feeling confused by the 16 new hero name, they now have images in mind. Bing.
Okay, so something that was kind of a side effect of this, which I think is really fun, and I want to lean into with Hidden Cup 5, is like, obviously you guys might want to root for a player, right? You might want like one player to win because you're a fan of that player. But you can't really do that in Hidden Cup. I feel like people get attached to the way these characters look, or like their names, or like humanizing the character, or like the hero, and then like having that battle where you get to see the unit and get a feel for its strengths. It does something, and it did for me too, where I was like, I want to root for that. I don't even know who's playing as it, but I want to root for that, which I think is like which is really fun. So this time, not to pause too much and spoil it, but this time, I want people to know more about every hero. So we're going to lean a bit harder into it in terms of like filler content. So you will know, like, have a little fun history lesson on the freaking hero. And you get to know what they did with their lives, because these are all characters based on history, right? So then you can kind of have like your character, you know, your hero you're rooting for, even before you even watch, because based on some of those things. So, now I won't be doing the teaching. Yeah, you know me. I'm not going to teach any history here, but let's go.
Minds. Bing Bang Boom, we're breaking records again. With Hidden Cup 4, we repeat the process and go even more into details. We get qualifier predictions, map explanations, highlights of previous editions to get a nostalgia hit. I mean, the way he prepares his audience for Hidden Cups is just next level. And once again,
Next
records are broken. After Hidden Cup 4 ended, everyone was already looking forward to Hidden Cup 5. People got used to it at this point, once a year in March. First edition was in 2018, then 2019, then 2020 and 2021, but in early 2022, no signs of Hidden Cup 5. In late 2021, T90 signed a 2-year contract with Facebook to exclusively stream over there, and his numbers are quite low compared to Twitch. His YouTube channel kept growing, but if he was to host Hidden Cup 5 while on Facebook, there's no way he could surpass Hidden Cup 4 numbers. So people speculated. The contract's duration was confidential, so nobody knew it was 2 years. In late 2022, people were curious. Will the contract end after 1 full year? Will Hidden Cup 5 be finally announced in 2023?
This photo, I don't know where the hell he got this. Because to my knowledge, I think he took it, actually. This is from Red Bull. I never posted this publicly. It's not my best look, but I want to explain what I'm doing. So at Red Bull, they told us, hey, we're running out of time. We need to quickly have you and Dave go to this other room, set up the PCs, set up the game, and cast. It was MBL Hera at Red Bull, and do it on a B channel. Right? And so Dave he was trying to set up the PC, and when he installed the game, it defaulted to have every single one of his mods on. So you know how you can toggle the mods on and off? Well, when he installed it, all of his were on, and he had like 230 of them. And at that time, there was no disable all mods option. So we're under a lot of pressure from production. And Dave is sitting there, unclick, unclick, unclick. Oh shit, misclick, unclick, unclick. And I, being the supportive person that I am, because we were both stressed, right? And I went through that barrier where I couldn't help but laugh at how ridiculous it was. So that is me recording Dave being pissed at the mods. And Tiramis is lurking in the freaking shadows behind the freaking curtains taking that photo. I have that photo. I'm pretty sure he sent that. I never posted that publicly, so thanks for that choice. Anyways.
No signs. Second month of March without a Hidden Cup.
I
The
do have the
scene is still
recording.
doing well, but people miss T90. Nobody understands what they want better than him. And in late 2023, after 2 long years, T90 announces his return to Twitch. People are excited. Does this mean the return of Hidden Cup 5? T90 can't hold it for long.
The return of Hidden Cup just around the corner.
Yeah, it'll be next year.
Ooh, second exclusive.
Will Hidden Cup 5, like every previous edition, break viewer records?
I mean, I obviously hope so, right? It's really tricky. People keep thinking that Hidden Cup isn't going to be bigger than it was before, that somehow the numbers and the excitement around the previous Hidden Cups was a fluke. I'm ready to prove people wrong again, and I hope that the community is ready to do that too.
T90's YouTube following has grown quite a lot in the past 2 years, and his
Hold on. First off, live viewers and later on YouTube, this is not the same shirt. This is a slightly different color shirt, you people. You probably use team colors all the time because you can't tell colors from colors when you play the game. It's slightly different color shirt. It's probably the same brand, but it's not the same color. So you could stop with that. Second, look at that. I did a pumpkin carving stream, and I've never heard enough compliments on my halberdier outfit. So I just wanted to show you. Look, we even had chat on the little grave here as well. Anyways.
His YouTube following has grown quite a lot in the past 2 years, and his return to Twitch has been a massive success. There's more people watching Age of Empires 2 daily now than during the previous 2 years.
There's that competitive side of me that really thinks that 6 figures is doable. What's possible and what's doable with this in the future is definitely dependent on the success of Hidden Cup 5.
Twitch is now allowing multi-streaming to partners,
I'm streaming it live on Twitch. I'm streaming it live on YouTube.
and that could mean an extra 5, maybe 10k viewers.
The everyday focus on it is hopefully building up towards something amazing because the community has been there before. So we'll see.
But honestly, I don't really care if it breaks records or not. It's such a good show, I just want to watch and take part. I want to guess, I want to see who wins, I want to feel the pressure, I want to experience this legendary event. And if you've listened to me talk about this tournament for so long, you too will most likely enjoy it. So come watch, come be a part of this.
All right. That's a great video, man. That was an amazing video from Tiramis. Salutes to him, man. He did a great job. He did a great job. He had done a video prior to this. He's amazing. I've met him, as he said in the video, many, many times. And he did actually ask me to say some words about it, so I knew the video was coming, but I actually forgot everything that I said. So sometimes I'd say something, and then I'd later say it later on. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to kind of go through the history of it. Obviously, with anything good, there's a little bit of luck involved, and you got to make the most of it. And I would say that, I mean, my career, but also Hidden Cup, definitely had some luck factors. Hidden Cup 5 is coming, and I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I mean, let me rephrase that. The show is going to be good. I've always tried to bump up each Hidden Cup to make it better for everyone involved. And I could tell you that the maps will be better than ever. The production side will be better than ever. Commentary, we'll see. I might suck. I hope that'll be better than ever. Especially listening to some of those old videos. It's crazy how long it's been. And I'm working very hard. I'm working very hard. We have the live viewing parties set up already in the USA. Please search for that info within my Discord. I've got videos on YouTube about it if you didn't see about that. I'm hoping to fill all 700 seats. We'll see. There's also going to be a live viewing party in the UK, which will be announced very shortly, if not already, come the when this hits YouTube. And so every single hidden cup, actually my whole career, let me just break this down real briefly, okay? When I was spending all my time on Age of Empires 2, when the game had no official support and there was no official servers, and we were on this weird, version, this like side Game Ranger Voobly style of the game, everyone said, T90, what are you doing? Why are you playing this game? Why are you committing your time to this game? My brother gifted me games on Steam and said, play this, please. You're wasting your time on that. And I was like, why would I do that? I really like this game. I like what I'm doing. Then, when I started to get some viewership, I had a buddy who did some streaming. He was like, dude, you're capped at what's possible on this game. You should try this game. You should move on to this. This is the reasonable thing to do. And I just couldn't. Because I like this game. And I always felt like it was weird to me that no one got it. Like, no, it never clicked for anybody. That's always been the thing. It's like, what? I feel some type of way about this. Why don't more people? And then it got to the point where more people came in. And then it was like, well, the viewership's there. But I wanted to consider it as a job. And everyone around me who cares and loves about me said, that would be stupid. No health benefits. You're leaving a established company. There's so many cons. I mean, living in the U.S., healthcare. And I was like, I think we can freaking do this. And then, with Hidden Cups, man, it was like, I tried to speak to sponsors. You're not going to break 10K viewers. Hidden Cup 2, we hit 17. Hidden Cup 3, COVID with a slight assist there. The entire world being locked down, I agree. Slight assist. Blew numbers beyond what I thought was possible, right? Then Hidden Cup 4 comes. I've established big viewership. And every freaking sponsor is like, well, you're not going to do it again. It's not possible. What you're quoting isn't realistic because they got to play safe. And well, Hidden Cup 4 beat Hidden Cup 3. Now, again, COVID slight assist. But I'm going to tell you, leading up to Hidden Cup 5, it's the same story. I may have sponsorship, but dude, everyone's undercutting it, man. Everyone's undercutting me in this event and this community. Non-freaking stop. Probably because of esports and they have to be played safe. But that's the reality. And I want you guys to know this because I depend on you. And that's the way I've always approached it. Partially because I've had to, but also because it's like, this community is really strong. There's a lot of people who watch the videos and don't make it to streams who may be like, okay, this event's good enough to get behind, and I'm going to be there. So, with that said, February 25th through March 3rd, I'm doing everything within my power to make sure it's as best for everybody as I can. This event for me, all the big events I do, is legacy. That's all I view it as. Obviously, there's the money side that needs to be discussed. But when it's all said and done, when I'm done doing this someday down the line, and don't worry, I'm not going to retire after Hidden Cup 5. But I won't do this forever. I'm going to look back at Hidden Cup 5, and I'm going to say, holy shit, we did that. So I would appreciate you guys being a part. And if you're a part and being there, I'll make sure that it is the most entertaining event, that most entertaining Hidden Cup that you've seen. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. So thank you to T90 for making this. There'll be a lot more information coming about Hidden Cup. My approach will be to mention it in good videos. Like, I don't want to just like jump down people's throats with this and be like, Hidden Cup, Hidden Cup, Hidden Cup, Hidden Cup. But at the same time, I'm not doing sponsored videos. I'm not doing sponsored streams. I'm not doing like weird, sketchy sponsors. So what I will do is produce entertaining content and just let you guys know gently, like, hey, reminder, this is happening. All right. And that's the plan. So it'll be on Twitch. It'll be on YouTube. Appreciate people like T90 who've made videos about it. And if you ever have ideas or thoughts, of course, feel free to pass it along. But if you're watching this now, we're about a month away from the event. You guys are the first wave. You guys are like the OGs when if we hit big viewership. So thanks for being the good foundation, and we'll do what we can to make sure it's awesome. Okay. Thank you. That's it. Hardy, you can stop this now. You could turn this off for YouTube. You could make this look much nicer than it actually is. Please.